Howdy, y'all, and welcome to Jab Playing Satisfactory Plus 1.0. All right, guys. In the last episode, we unlocked the wet washers, and I showed you how molten turned it into ingots worked. And I told you I was gonna have to tear it all apart, and this is what we built. I did find out what to do with cold slag, and I'll show you in the the hub. So let's talk about what it is that I did. We looked at the washing plants, right? And what the washing plants do is they take crushed diorite, we add water to it, we get crushed ore and tailing slurry, right? And we're just like, all right, the slag can go into there. What do we do with the rest of it? Well, before I show you what we did with the rest of it, let me show you how this works. So I've got our two miners that are coming over here on Mark II belts. It's 120 ore coming in, right? The 120 ore that's coming in is being piped underneath here, right? And it's all this stuff is, under beneath here. So it's being piped underneath, and then it's being split and then fed up to the crushers, right? We've got water just being piped up into the platform doing all it's doing. And then we've got the outputs coming down here and being put in the storage boxes. So we've got 120 or 240 sitrite ore coming in, and it's being shipped from over yonder that we're using, and it's coming into 4 crushers. All right, the 4 crushers are doing 60 sitrite ore each, and they're putting out 60 crushed and 25 stone each. I'm combining. Am I combining? No, I'm not combining. I'm shipping 60 in here and... Oh, hang on a second. Yes. I've got 4 units making 60. 1 unit is being split into thirds, so 20 is being shipped off to each lane. So 20 and 60 makes 80, and being split into 40. So we can get 40 sitrite in each one of these machines, right? We're also bringing in water, and we're getting out crushed iron and tailing slurries. All right, so let's follow the crushed. The crushed is coming in here. That's making slag. The slag is making molten. The molten's coming in and is being changed into ingots. So, like I said, we've got 240 ore coming in, and what we're getting out is 75 ingots for each one of these that we've got, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if we do the math, we're getting 450 iron ingots out of this. Sounds really good, right? And I agree with you. That's amazing. However, that's not the only thing we're getting out of it. But wait, there's more. So remember I was telling you that we've got these tailing slurry that's coming out? Well, each one of these two machines is putting out 80 that's coming into a filtrator, right? The filtrator is taking the tailing slurry, and we're getting 40 crushed iron, 40 crushed iron, 40 crushed copper, 20 crushed tin, and 20 slag, plus 30 flue gas out of this every minute. So what I ended up having to do was I had to unlock smart splitters, right? And I've got smart splitters that's basically saying crushed iron this way, copper that way, everything else forward, and then the same thing. And I've got these on belts that are going all the way down. I've got the stone that's coming out of the crushers going all the way down. So we've got 100 a minute stone coming out of here. I've got 60 crushed tin a minute that's coming into this box and being stored just for right now. I've got 120 crushed iron that's coming into this box. It's just being stored for right now. I will tell you what the future purposes is for it. We've got 60 cold slag that's coming in, and we'll talk about the cold slag of what we're going to do with it. I've got 120 crushed copper a minute that's coming in. That's been put into the sink, but we can use it for something else in the future. And we've got this gas that's coming out, and it's just basically being vented, right? It's flue gas. It's being vented. We can run it through a machine to turn it into another gas, but I can't use it for anything. So right now we're just poof, it's gone. So the cold slag, what do you do with cold slag? Well, amazingly enough, cold slag and rock makes concrete. 30 a minute cold slag and 10 stone make 20 concrete. It's underclocked, but that's the math, right? So all the cold slag is being used to make 40 concrete. The stone that's being left over, we're running through 2 of these, and it's 13 1/3 each. Now here's the interesting thing. Let me go up here. I built this on stream on Twitch, and it took me a minute to figure out the math on this. So let me explain the math on it so that you can understand how I made all that work. I've got 100 just coming in, and what all this does is it splits it into fifths, right? Well, technically it splits it 6-way, but I've got one of it coming back in. So basically the math is fifths, right? So I've got this, which is 1/5 going this way and 4/5 going that way. Long story short, trust me, it works. It's splitting and merging magic, but it works the way we want. And all this concrete is coming into a box over here, and we are getting 57-ish a minute, right? Almost 57. Is that right? Yeah, because it's 20 and 20 is 40, and then it's 26 and yeah, it's almost 57. It's technically 56 and 2/3, but we rounded up just for easy enough, and I can't do fractions on the sign. So that's how the wet washer works, right? It is a lot of stuff. It's a lot of moving parts. However, as you see, we've got plenty of pieces and parts that we can smelt copper. We can smelt tin. We can get the iron that we got left over. We could make steel out of. So we got plenty of byproducts going on, and we're stretching it out to its max. All right, so now we're gonna head over to the what's the word I'm looking for? We're gonna head over to the hub and show you how I figured out what to do with cold slag. And before we get there, let's look at the power, because power is a thing. It is a bit hungry energy wise, right? We got max consumption of 1500, and that's above what we can do. Now granted, there's a lot of machines over on the platform that we're not doing, and we'll look at the platform and I'll show you the changes. While we're running over there, hey guys, if you're not subbed to the channel and you're watching this far, consider subbing, right? Click that little button down there, turn your notifications on, that way you know when the next video comes out and you can learn more about Satisfactory Plus and Satisfactory content. Doesn't cost you anything. Leave a comment, right? It's all encouraged, it helps, and I appreciate it. All right, now that we got that out of the way, I'm gonna go ahead and give a shout out to the farmhands right now. And if you don't know what the farmhands are, the farmhands is basically channel supporters, right? For $1.99, you could be a channel supporter too, and you could be part of the shout out. So let's do that now. Yo, I want to give a shout out to all the farmhands out there. You guys' support and love is amazing. It inspires me to continue to make content for you guys, and you guys rock. All right, guys, we're at the hub, and like I said, where I found the cold slag was under mining smelting module. If you unlock it, you get this concrete recipe, and you need this concrete, and you also get a smelter module. And I was just like, well, what does the smelter module do? And I was intrigued. So I built this little setup so I could do a demonstration and show you what it does. I think it's a cool thing. But on the other hand, I think it's a cool option if you just want to get some ore going. Hang on a second. I need to hook you up. Yeah. All right. Hook it up. And basically what you do is you put it on a miner, and it gives this a smelting option. And here's what it does. It automatically puts out ingots, right? The ingots are already made. So on a normal node, you're going to get 30 ingots. So I'm getting 60 ingots a minute out of here. And I'm getting 20 tail slurry. So basically, this stuff can be run through the conditioner, and we can get the other stuff out of it. I just set it up because I wanted to see what it does from a mathematical standpoint of view. I don't know. I don't know if you're hurting yourself or helping yourself in the long run. But on the other hand, I think it's cool that you can put, let's say all we need is 30 copper, right? You can slap one of these down, and then if that's all your setup needs, hey, you don't have to crush it, you don't have to sort it. It's easy peasy lemon squeezy. And you know, I'm sure that there's a drawback on it. You're not stretching as far as you possibly can. However, you're saving time, space, and energy. So there you go. Take your pick. There is something else down here I was gonna show you, but I can't remember exactly what. So instead of picking my brain going, what is it? What else I was gonna show you? Because I have my notes, but I accidentally spilled coffee on my notes, so I can't read my notes. So yeah, it's a thing. Oh, I know what it is. I wanted to show you what the what is what, right? So basically now, if we go to the platform, I can separate that, I can separate that, I can separate. I'm gonna take the machines down, right? We'll take all the machines down, and I'll deal with the belts. So at this point, we got boxes on the ground, maybe? Oh, I know what it is. Let me get up here, and we'll get on top of the tower. And as far as the iron's concerned, right? All this stuff on this platform that we had here, plus the tins, has been replaced and moved over there. Now we can ship the ingots back over here and make it work, or we can just basically go, well, if we gone this far, let's make a bigger and better line that does more stuff, which is basically what I'm leaning at this point. So, you know, we may scrub this whole area and reuse it and reformat it for what we need and make it bigger and better, and it will be no longer starter factory. It'll be factory one. Instead of factory 1.0, it'll be factory 2.0, right? It's satisfactory. This is how things work. As my friend Vito said in the comment section, hey, this is how Satisfactory works. You're always tearing stuff down and redoing it. All right, so now let's look at here. We have the Blueprinter Designer that we could do Mark II and make a bigger one. But what I'm thinking about unlocking next is hydroelectric power. I I think I have everything that we need. We can make that, the fan blades. All right, so let me do this. Let's go into here. What? No, yeah, yes. I want to select, excuse me, my voice. My voice is cracking. All right, let's go in here and let's take a look at what it's going to take to make, we know about this, right? We've made those. But the new thing is the fan blade. So what does it take to make a fan blade? Glad you asked. Fan blades are 8 brass plates, 15 iron rods, make 5 fan blades. And there's the math. 12 and 22 and a half make 7 and a half in an assembler. Now, the one thing I don't know, and we can look into L, is the big book of everything. Well, actually, we can do it this way. No, open in Wiki. Right now, it is telling me that it's not consumed in anything. Now, it could be simply because I haven't unlocked what it could be used in. Obviously, it's going to be used in something, probably a building. But the problem is, I don't know if it'll be used in parts, right? There's a possibility it is. There's a possibility it isn't. We don't know. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and get all this stuff gathered together, and we'll be back and we'll send it into space. I just want to show you how it is that we're making it. All right, see y'all in just a little bit. All right, guys, we got all the pieces and parts that we need, I think. Ship all that stuff in there. And that, and hit the button, and hey, we got a scannable resource. What is it? All right, it's for a water something or another. So we have nodes that we can put, well, hang on a second. We've unlocked things now. This is what I'm. All right. Oh, hang on a second. Okay, so the fan blades are used in the water turbines. All right, cool enough. Well, what else? Okay, so now we can see it's used in 2 buildings. So the fan blades are used in the turbine and the water turbine. So I'll go ahead and make a water turbine really quick, and we'll go see what that does. And let me get the pieces and parts, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, we're out here by the Criterion factory, just if you want to know where we're at. Here's where we're at. There's where the hub is, or at a space elevator. So if we scan for it, it's gonna be over here in this river by the cliffs. So we'll run over here and we'll see what if I remember right, it looks like a little whirlpool. I don't have the Criterion factory running right now. I was conserving energy because yeah. And when I say it looks like a, there we go. And it says it's a 8 megawatts. If we look into the map, let's see. Impure. That one's impure. 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 All right. Are you also impure? All right, so all of these are impure. I'm sure there's higher ones, and I'm guessing all I gotta do is just build it on top of it. Yeah, it snaps onto it, right? Just like so, and then all we have to do is hook a power line onto it. Yeah, it's not connected to the grid. All right, so fine. give me, well, actually does it? Well, actually the thing told me it would give me 8 megawatts. Yeah, output is 8 megawatts. So then all I have to do is take a, that. And basically, run it down here. And if we look at it, all right, so as long as you hook it up to a power pole, it'll tell you it's producing 8 megawatts. I'm not going to hook it up to anything just now, but as you can see on the map, if I scan it again, just in this area alone, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 times 8 is 40 megawatts for, you know, just components. So if you want to augment your stuff, you absolutely 100% can. All right, I'm going to run back over to the platform because I want to talk about what can we do with the extra stuff. And I told you that we would talk about the what's the word I'm looking for? Iron. All right, I'll see y'all on the platform. Oh, just a random thought while I was running over to the platform. I haven't mentioned yet, but Satisfactory 1.0 is going to be released this coming Tuesday, right? I don't know if this mod's going to work with 1.1 when it gets released. It may take a little bit of time. The other thing I don't know is when it gets released, am I going to have to do a fresh start? We'll cover those bridges when we cross those. If we do, we do. If we don't, we don't. If there's going to be a little bit of a break, I will put a message out and let you know, hey, that we're waiting on, you know, this, whatever this is. So I wanted to talk about steel, right? So if we wanted to make molten steel, right, we have to make molten iron, steam, and carbon powder. If you want to know what carbon powder is simply we take coal, 3 coal, makes 2 carbon powder in the crusher, right? Not a problem. If you want to know what carbon powder is being used in, it's used in molten steel and to make higher pressure diamonds. So there you go. Now you know. The steam, amazingly enough, what is coming out of these, are they condensers? What? Get hard. That's funny. Out of, what are these things called? Oh, good Lord. Technically, they are called reformers. Out of the reformers, there's steam output, right? Right now, we're venting it. So we can take the steam and run it in to make the steel. So it's still iron and coal to make steel. It's just done differently. And we need 40 a minute of molten iron ore. If we look at molten ore, it's 120 to make 60, so it's double. So if I need 40, that's 80 a minute. And we're getting 120 a minute over there. So basically 120 a minute, we could make, hang on a second. Wrong, not that, this. 120 minute, we can make 60. So then we could do 40, it's 40, 40. So if we wanted to make 60, we'd make 30. And 30 and 30 would make 60. So we could make 60 molten steel a minute out of the iron that we have, that we're getting out of the thing. And that would make, you're like, Jab, what would that make? Great question. If we come in here, we need, $1.20 a minute to make steel rods, or $90, so $30 a minute to make 90 steel ingots. So there you go. And there's some other stuff. We're gonna have to feed it with crushed rock and all this other stuff. When we get to that point, we'll cover that point when we get there. So that is basically letting you know what's going on. So yeah, I showed you how the wet washers work, or the ore washers. They give us plenty of stuff. We talked about, we unlocked the next thing. So the next time that we get together, I think that the next logical step is increasing our power production by making converter programmed platforms, turbines, and generators to show you how that does. All right, remember when I told you the generators make 300 megawatts of power each? They do. Can I put one down? Almost. Yeah, give me a minute. We'll be right back at the hub. All right, I got the pieces and parts put together, and let me walk you through this. So basically how it works is you feed this with a burnable substance and you put water in here. This will heat up, and you need to get the temperature up to 500 Celsius, right? When that happens, that'll start taking this, and one of these is going to put out steam. Yeah, one's going to put out steam that's going to move this around. Hang on a second. No, not that. Not that. Not. All right. I don't know why it's showing. So one's going to be like a high pressure steam, and it's going to spin the turbine, right? Once the turbine gets enough revolutions, it's going to spin this, and it's going to produce output, right? And if I remember right, yep, I do remember right. This is going to have to go to a tower, right? So you're going to have to exhaust this. One of these you're going to have to exhaust. The other one you feed into here. So basically, I can take all the biomass that we made, feed these things in here, and instead of making 30 megawatts of power each one of these will make 300. I just don't remember how much biofuel this thing eats up. We'll figure it out when I set it up, but you kind of get the gist. So this is what we're going to be working on later. All right, guys, if you made it this far, man, you're rock stars, and I greatly appreciate it. When we get back, next time we get back together, we're going to work on seeing how much energy we can change this to. All right, guys, if I don't see you between now and then, have a fantastic week, and as always, happy farming.